Hi everyone. In this video we're going to start talking about sampling methods, which is I have a population I want data from, I can't interview everyone in the population, how do I select a smaller group from that population? And there are 4 primary methods that as statisticians we like to use, and all of them have one thing in common, and that idea is randomness. All of the methods that statisticians typically use involve random choice in some way. So for a simple random sample, the official definition is that every group of size, I know how to spell, n in the population has an equal chance to be selected. Notice it doesn't mean every individual is equally likely. It's every group of size n in the population is equally likely to be selected, where n is my sample size. And we're going to see that symbol a lot. We use a lowercase n for sample size, how many people I am actually collecting data from. We use a capital N for population size, which we very rarely interview. And the question is, how do we collect a simple random sample? So the idea for a simple random sample is the only governing principle is my selection from the population is random. Most commonly, in 2026 is to assign every person in the population a number and then use a random number generator to select random members of that population. For example, we have a class after we do the ads from the waitlist of 40 students. If I wanted to do a random sample of 5 students from our class, I would put my students in this class in a list from 1 to 40, and then I would use my calculator to randomly select 5 people. And to do that on a TI-84, we're going to press the Math button, and we're going to go over to the Prob menu. And we're going to see this menu again later when we start chapter 4 and we start talking about probability. For now, we want the bottom of this list, and you see 4 options. We're typically going to be using 5 and 8. So rand int is a selection of a random integer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rand norm selects random numbers that form a pattern, a normal distribution. Not sure what rand bin is. I've never needed to use it. And then randint no rep. So it chooses random integers and it prevents repeats from showing up. So you would go math prob, and then you would either choose option 5, which is randint, or you would choose option 8, which is randint no rep. And I'm going to do 8 because I don't want to choose the same student twice. And it asks me the smallest number that I could possibly select. I numbered our students from 1 to 40, so 1. The biggest number I could possibly select, my biggest number in the set was 40, and I want a sample size of 5 students. And when I go down to paste and I hit enter and run that command, you'll notice it gives me 5 numbers between 1 and 40. So I would go back to my roster of students and I would select student 29, 1, 17, 13, and 39. And that would form my random sample of 5 students from my classroom. All right, if you have any questions on simple random sampling, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, I will see you in our next video.